Hello, I am Jamie, and this is Tradespotting. Love me or hate me, you have to admit I'm kinda sexy. I benefit in that regard with positive associations with GME itself, the sexiest stock you're ever likely to find. Today we're going to do the TA. It's a brief stream compared to, the all-day ones that you may have become accustomed to here at Tradespotting. So it'll include a little bit of chat, the TA on AMC and GME up to including market close. And then either I'll stay on and chat or I'll go away. Depends on how much people are paying attention and hitting like and chatting with each other and myself and getting involved. Because there's a perfectly good video out already that Rocky and I did together, which we were going to do last night. Part of me is I've regurgitate all my cup of tea. We were going to make it last night, but we were tired and we thought we'll leave it a day, which was great because the t-shirts arrived. Bing bong. So we were able to get that on, which added to the comedic value, so a degree of shareability is on top of what is a good message already. So we benefited from that fortunate sequence of events, and I'm glad we waited. Also, it's fresh. It's a fresh video. It's out today. It's all about like stuff that's happening now, so it's worth watching. It'll be worth watching for a week, and it'll be excellent looking back on. And it was really fun to make. And thanks to Rocky for having me on his channel. Previously, I've been on Rocky's channel a number of times. Once, when he was ill and in hospital, had to be rushed to hospital, and he had sepsis, blood poisoning, and he nearly died, and he had a terrible time. And then another time when we had this very, very first social type stream, the drinking stream. Yo, welcome to Chimp, mate. VL, thanks very much. That's really appreciated. And on that occasion, I said, Harmony 1's going to go up. It's going to go up 14,000%. Then I was on Rocky's channel again, and I was able to congratulate everybody because Harmony 1 had gone up 14,000%. And today I was on Rocky's channel. Pardon me while my tinnitus attacks the stream. Yeah, and then today we talked about how there was various signals being given at the same time on GME across major time frames encompassing the history of its entirety, talking about extremely important information with regards to phase change, with regards to trends ending and new ones starting, with regards to divergence, and how to analyze a chart over a period of time using a combination of indicators and putting lots of different time frames together to develop a path of least resistance. Now, that path of least resistance that we've identified on this occasion is very important, right? For various reasons, and I really urge you to watch that video. To communicate the importance of it, I would say that on top of everything you'll see there comes times where you're presented with absolutely huge opportunity. And without exception, those times will also come with great risk and high danger. And the most successful traders are able to recognize those opportunities for what they are, right, and make the most of them. And this is one of them. This is one of them, right? It comes on the tail end of the Bing Bong. If you add everything together that Rocky and I have talked about, you'll notice how important this is, right? So I would emphasize we share that message with each other right now. It'll be very easy because previously when prices were at 270 and the 8th Symphony was in full swing and everybody was playing their instrument and singing along and happy, and it was a party, kind of like a shindig, there was a distance between us apes that has disappeared. The concert, the opera that we are playing was in perfect harmony, but at a slower pace. There was a larger distance between each of us. Our entry points were at a bigger range. and we ourselves were in various degrees of profit or underwater, or had experienced the feeling of being a true underwater diamond hand ape yet, or hadn't. And now price action has retreated. The battle that we were playing along to is happening. It's at our gates now, which gives us, on one hand, a greater distance should we win, and a lot of ground that we will recapture. We also, the fight now is at your doorstep. It truly is. That's what these prices are. 158, even down to 138. These sort of areas. That's you defending your brothers and sisters, right? So that symphony you heard of all different instruments, that now is, we can look at that as in terms of the volume, and you can see that those with the price action having retreated, we are now all together. Those who were at the back making noise, they're now right beside you. Your entry point may be way above us. It may be way below us. Previously, that distance was a lot greater than where price action is now. It has taken us again and united us in other ways. And at these moments, price action is king, but it gives us a signal, sometimes ahead of time, and that one signal ahead of time, it's proved to be working. So much so that Rocky and I didn't want to talk about it during this period of price action, because it was calling tops so well that it would have encouraged the wrong type of market participants to view our information, right? And now it's got to the point where you have to watch that video. You have to watch that video, right? It's the sort of thing we would not have talked about this time last week, but now we're compelled to do so. So if you haven't seen that video, watch that video. It's on Rocky Outcrop's channel, and I'm not sure what it's called, but it's worth watching. The best DD, the most important points we've made so far on this journey, right? So that noise, that's opera that we were playing, which you can hear everywhere 2 weeks ago. Because you were playing your own instrument, right? Maybe it was electric guitar and you were playing it with your teeth, but you were having a good time. I know that some people here do that exact thing. And then now that tune is slightly different. Now, instead of it being a shattering crescendo of everybody having a party, it's a couple of guys, an old guy and an old lady playing a concertina, and it's the tune is, this is start turning it from an opera into it's like, those famous Spanish operas, right? Those famous ones, how do they end? Well, they've got a very strong plot twist, and it's coming right now. That's where it's coming. So what do you hear, right? Do you hear these tunes across in the wind? Do the charts whisper to you? If not, watch that video, because that's what they told me. That's what they told Rocky, and it's important, right? So we're going to get into doing technical analysis. The time is 41 minutes until market close, because what other way is there of measuring time nowadays? Certainly not for me over here in sunny Scotland. Real time has lost all meaning. Prices are 162.89. We've dropped out of this potential channel. Potentially it looks different on different time frames. Really, I could get at what it looks like on other aspects. We've got our path lit ahead of us. We know that on the downside there are huge moves. If things don't go our way, we know that this is the moment that things should start to happen. It's tempting at moments to say, at moments like this, to say, well, there is so much good could come from positive news catalysts, and who are going to provide those for us. But regardless of where our orders are being routed / routed, we need to see the volume here on this chart. We need to see it coming in. And that volume, right, it's like I said recently, be the change you want to see in the world, right? That's like a phrase, quite a blunt and often overused phrase that I personally think is quite a good one. Now, you can apply it to volume too, right? Be the volume you want to see in the world. Is this the dip you've been waiting for? This is this is a shakeout, right? This is a shakeout. Measured move of this thing is way bigger than just dropping to here, right? The type of thing we're doing at the minute, is that trying to recover, or is that the end of a drop, right? Is there any volume to suggest that this thing has changed? Or otherwise, is it going to pick up speed? Do you see any influence of that on your volume? What do we see here on RSI that would, even on these smaller time frames, it's getting higher and higher and higher as prices are getting lower? That's bullish divergence, but it comes in the context of a downtrend. Each one of these examples of bullish divergence has failed to put in a higher high. We're still in a downtrend. That needs to change. If you're trading this and you're trading it down, you've got nothing on the move. If you're looking for somewhere to get in that's a retest of a long-term trend that's going to be able to look back on and say, well, I wasn't underwater for long, then you don't buy when everyone's excited, because that's when prices are likely to retreat. You buy when everybody's a little bit scared. And if you aren't scared, you should be. You should be scared, because the levels below us are miles away. But on the other hand, the opportunity in front of us is huge, absolutely huge, because of the nature of this chart, because of the way this behaves, because of the way we as market participants behave. The fact that we aren't selling, that's fantastic. But the people we're up against, they can just magic up shares. They can roll things in and out of various instruments to dampen enthusiasm. And it's only certain people, usually, that are able to take advantage of the type of indicators and type of moves that we talk about in that video. There's only few people know and have the experience over time to have worked with a combination of indicators to know that that collection is the right one, to know that the evolution of it in its best possible form is that way. Speak to people who understand them and get their feedback on how that information is presented. Understand how much importance I put on this particular type of area, this particular type of time. And if some of it seems esoteric, that's because not everybody uses it, not everybody knows about it, and not everybody is a winner that makes the best trades and takes advantage of the biggest moves. And not everybody has got the balls to do this sort of thing in the first place, right? Now, when I say, and I have done repeatedly, we buy at support, not at resistance, that the longer time frames are more important than the shorter ones. In all of those moments, in all of those messages, what I was saying was, when prices come to these sort of levels, this is support. This is it, right? And if GME is our football team and we're playing on that pitch, this is where you look around and you're like, well, where is the crowd? You know, like if this is the final moments of an important match, if this defines like future price action, if something is resting on this, you look around, you want to see the crowd. And at the minute, where is the crowd? Where is the crowd at such a huge opportunity, at such a huge upside move? Where is it? Right? Is it being depressed? Are we all being like just hiding because we're afraid of these out of the money puts? Is that really what's happening? Is that narrative really holds water? 2024. I'll make a clip now, shall I? And then it's a super short clip. Nah, because I've only been on for like a couple of minutes. People hopefully will just have to bear with it, right? So if you watch that, like stick with it. I'll do the TA, it'll compass market close. I know it means that you have to watch for maybe 40 minutes instead of 20. And I'm sorry about that. I don't mean it to be inconvenient for anybody. Tradespotting, I don't recall if you give any weight to the Max Payne idea. So if you can explain how the market makers get the price they want. NW Treasure. Yeah, put emphasis on Max Payne. I do, I think like perhaps it was, I don't know if you get information from other people who now talk about Max Payne. The chances are they weren't talking about it all that much before I started covering it. And it's not a slight on anybody, it's just what I would have noticed, right? Because, you see things you recognise more easily and maybe it's all been there. I don't know. Anyway, it certainly feels like it's now more of a thing. Do I care about it? Yeah, I do. I particularly care about it on Fridays, obviously, when contracts are expiring and it's got a significance, because at that point it means something. And then if you understand like the constructive thought behind my type of analysis, then it's like a building blocks, right? So yeah, I care about max pain. I care about it on Fridays because of expiry dates. Expiry dates matter because of the open interest, and then I care about expiry dates, max pain, open interest, and I care about the open interest at various strike prices, and then how those strike prices relate to horizontal support levels of support and resistance. So when I'm talking during the week or on any particular moment of any particular live stream and pointing out areas where it would be good for prices to go to, aka targets, such as the 236 on this Fibonacci, which if you draw it into the ultimate low here, and this is a move from the ultimate, like the most recent highs down to our most recent lows, from up at $343 or thereabouts, down to $157 and change. This is your Fibonacci that you need to recover the 236 on, and that 236 comes in at around $190. Move this yellow line onto it perfectly. And that at the minute is there, we need to recapture. It's also at the top of this channel, so like, can you imagine this being something that would happen? Yes. Is it likely to happen after a drop out of the bottom side of the channel that didn't make anything like what you would expect on a failure of this and a drop down in price? Bounce and comes straight back up inside it. Where's it going to go? Well, very, very quickly. Prices, if they recover at this area, are going to go to $190, right? In or thereabouts. That's where you'll see it. Like, it might be 189 something or 188, because those are very nice numbers, right? And, prices like nice numbers. Just like me, and I like prices, and me and you are friends, right? Prices, so listen to me, and I'll just like I listen to you, right? And I'm not going crazy, I'm just being silly. So prices, we need them to recover, right? We need them to recover at those areas. Obviously, there's areas on other Fibonacci's where it would be good to go to as well. Also, there's like the breakdown of this particular move, where you could draw in another Fibonacci, right? Let's just do that because we're here, and why not, right? That's the whole point of this show at the end of the day, right? And in your 236 here comes in at around $175, right? So you want to be obviously on the road to 190. You're going to want to pass that, but it's worth talking about how getting there, and opening, closing there, even 15 minutes or less, right? Even a 5 minute at this stage would have a very positive effect on price action. And so this is the area to look through in the short term. You can also say across here you've got the 618 of this Fibonacci here and here and here, the 236 of this one, this one, that one, which ones are they, right? Well, I'm not going to explain everything from every video and every other video. You'll have to watch more than one. Sorry, right? And if you are going to only watch one, like I say, watch that one on Rocky Outcrop's channel about the Desk DD that we put out, the most important message that we've had so far, right? That's the message, and it's valid for a period of time, a significant period of time considering, right? Until we see anything different, and anything different would include some volume. Where is that volume yet? Well, it's not coming in the break of this thing, right? It's not coming through any of the drips below our horizontal resistance, / support. It's also putting in the touches of bullish divergence hidden on longer time frames, straight up bullish divergence on shorter ones. But then on the shorter ones, and in the longer ones, we are still in a downtrend, and we're in that sense, you're due a bounce anyway, right? This trend with TD sequential defines that it's come to the point of its ultimate extension. That to push it any further has sweet FA chance of working out in your favor in terms of probability trades, right? Silly, So, if you want to take that as I better close my shorts, right? And you're being paper handed at this on the wrong side of the trade. You are, right? I can perfectly understand why people want to make money, but there is something over and above money to be fought for here, and people are really putting stuff towards it, right? I'd urge you to think again if you are looking like that, and if you are previously aware of that disposition, then you're going to have to sort this out, right? Your own position, because there's nothing left on this, and everything that talks about technical says it's over. So let's see how prices react, right? And come and join the light, right? Literally. So prices closing above 175, that'd be good. Now, do we expect that to happen today? And is that related to the open interest? No, not in and of itself. Like, there are levels, all of them count. Being above where we are at the minute, even above certain areas below, still fine. Where do people that are on the other side of the trade want to push it? They want to push it to here. That was the first idea. Anything else they get is a bonus, and there's healthy bonuses on offer, right? That's part of the job. So it's us versus them, and the fight is turned up right when you might be thinking, oh, I was about to eat my porridge, right? I was about to have a banana and set off for work. Well, here work's arrived, right? Being picked up early. And the fight's just down the street, right? And if it is down the street at the minute, it means 175. Do I expect us to get there? Well, let's look at this on the smaller time frames. In the 5 minutes, you can see that we've put in, there was a big wick there. And it will keep it simple, right? Keep it simple, sexy. KISS, as they called it back when those gurus were a thing. Yeah, so price action coming here, putting in lower lows on the close, right? This here, people would say, but this is higher than here, and this, look for that, and look for divergence and say, well, is there any, right? And now, if you look down here, you would say, well, yeah, there is, right? There is, but that's not where you would pick it from. You'd pick it from the actual low, which is just before it. It's either side of it, right? It's here to here, and there's your low, and there's your next one, and this is lower, right? It's just lower. It's clearly higher on RSI. It's also starting to pick up, pull itself up by its bootstraps right above the bearish control zone, which is important, right? And it did that, managed to break out, touched the oversold zone. Of course, it's going to do that and come back. So now touching this demand line, which are above, it's coming from across weekly time frames, and it's as significant as it would ever need to be for a diagonal resistance / support. We touched it in and around here, right? Drew this bigger time frame, so the accuracy of it could be anything, right? May well be something more in the region of like this here if it was stretched out, and then like on the short time frames where this seems to be interacting with, it might be something along those lines. And we'll see how that performs, right? And it does look to me as though it could put in like a W bottom, it could put in an inverted head and shoulders. It's on the smaller time frames here, but we've got all the bullish divergence you need in that sense. And if we go in and start making a higher high, that'll be fantastic. And on the smaller time frames, it only needs to go up really to like 168 in order to start doing that. It'll also start closing inside that channel. It'll start making its way to this 200. If it can open and close above there, it's hop, skip, and a jump to 175. And that, you can see that on the 15-minute time frame with the relative range of the candles we've just been through. That's not all that big a deal. This little here, right, this little whoosh, 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 a little dip, and then the positive divergence on the end of it, this could be the start of something. But we've had something similar on these other signatures before, right? We've had something similar before. It's, not as significant, right? We have kind of worn some of it off with the previous drops down, but here we've got it again, and that looks positive. When price is at 164.00, that is a good sign. At this period, at this time of the day, current power hour, that is positive. Right? Do we see volume pick up with it? I would like to see it, right? I would like to see it. But it's also wise to just be calm in the face of price action. And so what you want, to realize what you want, it couldn't be less meaningless. It is quite helpful, though that doesn't mean that when it happens in front of your eyes, as it may well do now as market closes, that doesn't mean you can't also be happy about it, right? So I'm a big believer in Stoicism. You should be allowed to experience your emotions. You should be able to express them to the point that you feel, right, as much as you want. And that comes with a healthy dose of self-awareness, and more power to you, right? And putting yourself out there, congratulations. If you're one of these people, well done. And I speak to lots of them, and one of them is really positive and friendly. Jackson Hunter, what a legend that guy is. Honestly, his bones are made of gold. He's an angel walking on earth. That guy is a legend. And another one, Rocky, total absolute god level technical analysis, right? If there ever was one, it's in 164.49. 49 was my favourite number growing up. Does anyone care? Don't think so. 64, I kind of like that too. Why? Well, same reason I like 7 times 7, right? And then we're looking at this and we're thinking, hey, that's quite nice. Why is Jamie talking about weird ass stuff? Yeah, I should stick to the straight up normal stuff. Rocky, you still here? Would you put the kettle on? Cool. I would like one. I'd like a cup of coffee, or a cup of tea, and I'd like it if when I was drinking it, prices were pushing up. Right? We're looking at the one 6.5 at least now. It look like we're good to look at 175. Right, so welcome to Mumble TA, right? If you've not been here before, that's how it goes, right? I deliver excellent information, really, really good, can help you change your life. Not just that information in of itself, but I deliver it in a way that's supposed to encourage you to learn it for yourself, right? So that you can do it, right? What happens is that you give a man a fish and you hope that you come back the next day and or no, you don't give the man the fish. Oh, that was close. Come on, the fish. Anyway, what you do, right, is teach a man to fish, and then you give a man a fish, or then you teach a man to fish. Wow, I'm really turning into a George Bush episode, aren't I, all of a sudden? Fuck, I was supposed to be talking about how this was good, not stupid, right? Let's just rewind and pretend none of that happened and start again, right? Come on, the fish. Give him a fish. Like, great, he's not hungry anymore. Teach him a fish. The next day, come back, and he'll turn around and act like he fucking invented it, right? He'll act like I invented fishing, right? Fishing, that's my thing. My name's actually Mr. Fisherman, and I've got this thing to teach you. And you'll be like, wait a minute, mate, I just talked about this yesterday. And isn't that always the way of things, right? So I think I managed to get that out in the end. At least my brain's telling me that was a successful delivery, right? So I don't know how it landed with you, but at least I made it out of my mouth. Right. So while I give you the fish, right, I also do teach you how to get these fish for yourself. And I don't mind if when I come back tomorrow to teach other people how to fish, you're at the shoreline also claiming to have invented fishing, right? I actually don't mind. I just like it that everybody's out doing more fishing. And when we talk about fishing, we're like, fishing for some more GME. Thanks very much. Fishing's never been so much fun. Although, what is it with fishing? I call the channel Tradespotting, which is based on train spotting. And I think that people in real life who actually do train spotting, like, there's like an existentialist joy in that, which I don't perceive to be the same in fishing, right? But people have told me it's the same and I should like it, and it's like, nah, mate, I don't agree with you. Anyway, there's another tangent. Ha 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 ha, right, RSI. Wow, look at that, 15 minutes, it's up, coming up at the centre line, it's above the EMA. It did, as we said, accumulated, like here, broke out of this bearish control zone, touching that RSI there, like the 15 minute, not so much, but lower time frames, yes, you can see it, we were on there a minute ago. Boom, boom, boom. Oh no. Oh no. We're out of milk. Tis what it is. Apple juice then, if that's okay. But geez, what a disappointment. Shucks. I couldn't have been a worse news right now. MC, well, you've got a little bit more volume on the go here, right? Well, you always did, though. Thanks very much. That's so awesome. Thanks. You crafted me one. Like, it's a bitza. Rocky MacGyvered me a cup of tea. I'm not going to ask what's in it. That would be silly. What's this? This is an inverted head and shoulders. Does it come with a divergence? There's one touch of it there. I suppose if this put in high on this lower time frame, you'd say there was two sides to the divergence, both positive. Where would that be? You confirm this on AMC, right? That's what I'm looking at right now. If you confirm this as a local low by putting in prices above 35.89, happy days, right? Prices will then without much ado about nothing, right? Without any of that much ado about nothing on AMC, you'll be up at 42, right? 42.22. Boom, there's your AMC T8. That's what's going to happen. GME. Positive. And it's a big day. Here's the measured move. Where you get this from is going from the first low to high within the channel, right? It's a channel, so it's going to be the same width all the way down, right? If I've drawn it properly. At the top of this channel coming in around where the 236 here is on this larger fib, along with this horizontal support that we've seen turn to resistance when prices dropped here. at testing that area around the same time isn't necessary, but it does draw the eye, and things that draw the eye tend to draw the prices, which is true both sides of the prices at the minute. The path of least resistance is to the top. The most percentage gains on any move to be taken is obviously to the top side, right? This historical price actions, recent trends, without the fact that you wouldn't even need, without even breaking medium-term trends. It's super easy to see prices up at 230 again. It is, right? It is super easy. And that, compared to the way that you think, like, where's it going to go if we push it down? It's going to be so hard. It's going to be so hard, right? The levels below, like including the one where we're at the minute, should be of huge interest. All the indicators are flashing by, like literally all of the indicators, even on the smaller crappy time frames, with like these indicators. Which, I mean, Rocky's improved this so that it's easy to communicate ideas to people. But the truth is, like, I could slap on loads of different things. I could put on the MACD and you can see that divergence is also confirmed there, like multiple touches of it, some of them even ahead of on the RSI. There's loads of things that are going together all at the same time that are saying, well, this is a trader's position, right? This is something to buy. And if it's true, the narrative that the short hedge funds are just printing synthetics and pushing prices down to manipulate the option chain so that their particular contracts expire at a price that's more favourable to them. If that's all true, here's the TA that doesn't work, right? People have told me for years it doesn't work full stop. So now to have the conversation with people that it doesn't work on meme stocks, as they always like to say, is like, well, why are you saying that? Because it does perfectly well in that. And usually it's coming up in a conversation where my TA has been mentioned, which clearly demonstrates that it does work, right? So when you're having the conversation out there in the greater world, and it's originates in and around conversation about how this TA is effective, despite the fact that it's a manipulated stock. And in fact, this TA in particular shows you the manipulation on this stock. Then for you to then claim ignorance in that, it makes you look like a fanny, right? Especially if you've got something like CFA after your name. You know what I mean? Take the 8 minutes to watch the video, right? Put the content out there for you and everyone else, right? I think just because you've got some letters makes a difference, right? We all had to earn that shit. It doesn't mean anything. It's what you can do to help people. That's what that's for, right? And so you're doing it for the right reasons, so that you're responsible when you're looking at all of the information becomes like, right, what the fuck do you, honestly. Anyway, that's not what vibe I'm going for here, right? 163 spot 59. It goes for anyone, right? I don't think that you or I should be considered distinct from your average hedge fund manager, right? So, and I mean the good guys here. So that doesn't mean to sound arrogant. I'm talking about all of us, and I don't think there is a distinction. I think that we're all pushing in the same direction for the same reasons, and even though those include how lucrative this trade is going to be, it's also about making a difference, and that it's inevitable that the difference will come from this action. So, what am I talking about here? 2044, right? I should do the technical analysis, start out properly. On the 4 hour, right, yeah, we'll make a clip in that just in case that is, because I've talked so much stuff here, like it's like discourse that's not relevant to price action. I'll just do the TA, right? So I'll make a clip. I'll make a clip. And nothing. And nothing. And it's gone. I'm Jamie. Welcome to Tradespotting. No, that's not working there. Yep, I got it. Now we got it. And did you know that though? I am Jamie, and this is Tradespotting. I've got a Twitter. It's at Jamie. No, it isn't. It's at _Jamie_Curran, and I've got an Instagram. It's at King Jamie the First. That's all letters. And we're on the subject of letters. Summer Day Super Chat at 149. Thanks so much, Summer Day. It's really appreciated. And VL became a member. That's also really appreciated. Thanks very much. 2 people supporting the channel. That's great. Really appreciated. Especially because I've not really delivered the valuable technical analysis which I'm known for in this particular bracket of time here that I've been chatting with you. Though has the chat been back and forth enough? And doesn't really feel like it. I'm sorry I'm not engaged more with chat. Thankfully we've got Rocky up here. Awesome. Thanks, man. Right, so I was going to make a clip. Yeah. Short term.
Bringing on the prices roll.
I'm Jamie, welcome to Tradespotting. Love me or hate me, I do good to you and do a lot of it on GME. So if you like GME, maybe you know, even though you don't like me, you might like the content. Who knows, maybe you'll eventually come to like me. Or even maybe liking me isn't important, but you and I can still have a relationship over time where I talk stuff on the internet and you watch it just for general sentiment or for improving your own technical analysis, or perhaps even you benefit from it in other ways, in which case that's fantastic. But none of this is financial advice. If you like, consider every sentence to end with a question mark. And welcome to Tradespotting. Bing bong, the price is wrong, but it's currently 163.90. On a 4-hour time frame, you can see that we've broken out of this channel, potentially. We've had one candle outside of it. And this one is still opened, closed with a doji. Perhaps price action is going to change around here. Doji candle, Japanese for oops, we did an oopsie. Let's perhaps consider our strategy and to turn around. This will coincides with an indicator called the TD sequential, which says on all of the significant time frames, the downside has changed. Now, if you want to see that video, it's on Rocket Crow's channel. It explains exactly how it works, and I highly recommend it. At the minute, you can see this is a very positive 4-hour candle. It'll close as the markets do in 12 hours 44 minutes. At that stage, you'd be thinking, well, is it enough of a recovery? Does it come back and within this channel? Does it recover and open in above this demand line that I've got drawn here? You can see it's this green upward sloping diagonal, which encompasses lows within this formation, this period of time, which I would call consolidation. I'd also say it's happening at a high and it's very bullish, but more on that at a different point in time. And so that's your 4-hour. If we drop down to the 1-hour, you can see price actions come in, it's put in a lower low, it's put in a higher low on the oscillator. There's your divergence that's stretched up from the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 15 minute, the 30 minutes, and here we see it on the hourly, and you can see it's coming in at the last hour of the day. So every day this week, when prices have been faded by our enemies at the beginning, it's picked up by us every day at the end. It puts in a little touch of bullish divergence. That's us saying, hi, we're still here, we're not going anywhere. And it'll keep happening until such times as we turn around and put in higher highs, at which point, get the fuck out of my garden. Right, so you're around the 1-hour time frame, and you can see that if we draw in our lows here, it's now more appropriate perhaps to look at what prices need to get to confirm this is a local low and say that then perhaps we're on for a bigger move. And that price that you're aiming for at the minute is $175. Open and close above that on a 4-hour, then who knows where Friday could end, right? It wouldn't be much to ask the prices to then move up to around $207, perhaps even up to the top side of the golden pocket at that stage. When you're looking at the 1-hour time frame, you can see that being at $210 is actually kind of confluent with the 200 period simple moving average, which is really common to test that once you've broken down below it. And if we do that, having recovered from this channel, having tested this demand line, having made this measured move, having gone from the 236 to the 618, right, that's when the fire starts to burn. Dropping down to the 15-minute time frame, we've only got 10 minutes and 43 seconds of this left. You can see there again is this divergence that we're talking about. That's very bullish, but it needs for the prices to recover that 236 we were talking about. On the 15-minute time frame, you can see that there's a negative splay on these moving averages, those which are quite significant. It comes as this Fibonacci, which is quite significant, comes in at this area. As I was saying in the live stream, if you were tuning along for that, which you are right now, if you're watching, hopefully still here. If not, tune in for one time, and I appreciate it if you're just stopping by just this time. Thanks. Where you need to see prices go to around $175. Along with being like putting in a higher high on some of the support and the horizontal support and resistance, you'd also be recovering whatever it was that just went out of my head and I was about to talk about anyway. Like, it's not here, and so I'm not going to spend time looking for it. It's 9 minutes 51 seconds, so the time's dropping down. Go to the 5-minute time frame, because only got the one we're in and the next one left. And you can see that this idea of which I was talking about, which is a W bottom or an inverted head and shoulders, it comes in with all of the signs of divergence you'd like to see on the RSI below. Now, this formation itself only has a 60% chance, a 40% chance of success, so a 60% chance of failure. But there's certain things that go along with it, and if you've seen my stuff for long, you'll know that. And I look for head and shoulders because there's so many of them, because they so often fail, and because they're so stupid. I prefer to draw them like this here and just say this is the trend. It's on a small time frame, makes no difference. Once we open and close above this line, and if we do that at the same time as opening and closing above this area, of horizontal support and resistance, then sure, give me your head and shoulders, I'll eat it all up, right? It's all about the measured move. And what is the measured move on that, right? It's about breaking this area and taking it up here. Obviously, this is on the log chart if everything is what I say it should be, which of course it is. Drop it on there and you can see it takes us right up into 174, 175 bucks. And does that all to come together because it's magic, because it's hocus pocus, because somehow I've set all this up so that I can deliver a message that's impactful and sounds like it makes sense? No, this is what the charts tell me. This is how you construct a thesis on what way you're going to trade. This is about looking for confluences. And what do we see everywhere there are confluences? What are they? Bullish AF. You know, do you want this thing, right? Because I want it so much. I want it so bad that the fact that I'm getting it at this price is, and it is in some senses a miracle, right? Now, so is the fact that we have this science of technical analysis, which we can use to empower our lives. I know this is a live clip. I'm supposed to be talking about the technical analysis itself rather than like advocating its benefits. But here you go with the volume. Bing, bong, back above this. $165. 2 minutes, 25 seconds left. Resting comfortably on the first target that we talked about at the opening part of the stream with regards to technical analysis and how prices might make their next short-term move. So here we are, and when we open and close above these moving averages, you can expect prices to do exactly as we've said they'll do again, because that's what prices do. At the minute, it turns out, you know, we happen to be sat here where so many different fates collide. It was brought to my attention today that a very, very popular YouTuber who covers this stuff and who I have respect for, who works very hard, said that most DD is all fluff and doesn't include anything useful, and this is an invitation to that guy to check out this content, and an invitation to you to rub it in his face until such times as there's an acknowledgement that this DD that I put out every day helps people. I won't have it said any other way. 165.86. One minute. You're above everything you need to be. Reaching for the stars, that's what it's doing, you know, and that's relative. That's relative to where we've come from. We're reaching for the stars. When the moon hits your eye like a big piece of pie, and that's how it tends to happen, right? You buy it support, not resistance, and then you just right. It's not screaming into the night, it's screaming at our enemies. We've got it. 165.86. We've got it. Come on. Come on. 5 minutes, 20 seconds left of this one, and then we're ticking down. Another new member. Welcome a chimp. We've been here before, haven't we? Autopoetic. Hold on. Autopoetic. Neo. Thanks very much for joining up. Really appreciate your support. It goes a long way. Thanks to everybody who's a member of the channel. I appreciate you so much. You know, you make this possible, because we have plenty of streams, you know, like I'm only on for a few minutes today, so don't expect there to be like super chats or whatever, and the adverts revenue is like not a thing. It's the members that help it and make every day worthwhile. Thank you so much. You all so appreciate it. Diamond tips tonight, you're a legend, mate. Sorry, I would have posted more on Reddit, but I'm currently on a 7-day ban. Been there. I've switched to Reddit for now. Twitter. Also, I'm loving the market open with Rugged Crop and market close with Tradespotting. Excellent. I'm glad that we are dovetailing it in the way that suits yourself. You are a legend, my friend. So we're up at this line now, and it's not got here for just because I said it would, right? I said it would because it was obviously going to, and here it is. breaks it down. Aha, I can break it down like this. I can break it down like this, and I break it down for you, right? I'm doing it for you. That's why I'm doing this, right? So that you can see that this works, so that you can power yourself, so that you can take control of your life, so that you can make a difference around you, and you can change the world for the better, because that's what we're out here doing, right? It's not fucking around. Wolfic Doomslayer, 999. Thank you. Replicator set to banana. Boarding passes have been checked. Let's fucking go. Wolfic Doomslayer, welcome aboard, sir. Would you like one of these comfy seats we've prepared for you? You ask, is there a difference? I'll say no. All of the seats are comfy. Everybody is traveling first class. 166.06. Oh, look at the price section. Oh, don't we love it doing what we said it would do? Oh, we do like to look beside the seaside. Drusel, appreciate the TA. We all want this. This is why we hold. Drusel, thank you very much. I appreciate the donation. You guys. Thanks. Oh yeah, I'm winning. How much for the badge? How much for the badge? Well, it's not cheap, right? It's not cheap. It doesn't come cheap in points. You can't buy it with money. Yeah, we'll see exactly what rate it's going to be. But trust me, we don't, right? I hate why I say that. It's because I mean what I'm about to go on to say. But I try and always qualify it with, like, trust yourself is the point, right? Every time you ever hear me say that, take that part out of the sentence. I don't want to encourage that idea. People, trust yourself is like enough of a message to try and get across. So I'm trying to overload you old noggins there. Tradespotting. Why, thank you. Yes, I would. Excellent. Right, prices, 2 minutes, 13 seconds. We're up at 166.96. Oh, yeah. There we go. Don't we love you? Yes, we do. And it's all over this fucking chart here. It's all over this chart how much we love you. Look at that. This is all perfectly natural price action too. There's like, despite what it might look dramatic, it's actually all perfect, right? This is all really, really harmonious. There you go. And for a second there, the only person that was playing a tune was a really old Romanian guy and his really old Romanian wife, and they were together holding us, playing a concertina. And then it was an old tune. And here we are. So yeah, what did the Romans ever do for us? Well, thanks. They made it further in Scotland than they ever did in the recent past. DMC 17, you already have a duel. Yeah, chill out, mate. Fight, choose your battles, pick your battles. Like, at least pick them all to be it's like better scheduling, for goodness sakes. 166.46. There you are. Little last minute of price action. Ticking down. It's been great to share these times with you guys. It really has. Janine subscribed nearly rigid. Jamie, we appreciate you and Rocky, the TA there. Wouldn't have dreamed of going somewhere else, because if it ain't Scottish, mumbled TA, it's crap. You damn straight it is a bit if it isn't. Hey, once you get used to it, it's hard to get anything else. And if you don't like me, that's fine, right? I do like to put out my true personality, and so in some way I'll help people, because they'll see, like, here's a different type of personality, and they can measure themselves on the scale between all of those that are out there. Mine's right personality wise. You know, I don't know if what ranks like. Couldn't give two flying Fs what people think of that, but you know, it's different from other people, so it helps people put themselves on the scale. So I know that even if you don't like me, I'm doing something out here. Love you, long time. Jeff Smith, you legend. The price action, there it is. Bung bong. Markets have closed 167.21. There you go. Right back at ya. That's even higher. That's higher than where it needed to be by. Let's see, is it actually that? Have we got significant enough news? Is that confirmed? It certainly is higher than it was here. This is what we needed to do. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see it with this. That's exactly as it is. This is it, folks. And here's more volume than you're likely to see for what's the rest of the day. Yeah. We came in similar to here. That dip. What time is that? Just after lunch. Well, my lunch. It's market open, wasn't it? So we had this sort of thing. Bing, bing, bing. Back here. Open and close above this. Psh. Yeah, right. This is where we're going. It's fucking inevitable. Though it isn't. There are areas to put to cross. There are things we need to do, right? They're bridges, but they're jungle canyon rope bridges. Shout out Stuart Lee. What a legend. I saw him on a bus once. He looked really old and tired. Interesting. Anyway, I tweeted about it at the time. High five, Frostcrest. High five. High five, Rocky. So does anybody want to like just high five me now? High five to you. That's the end of this stream. I should have ended it earlier. It would have been more concise. As it is, that's the information. So if this is new to you or I'm new to you, that's a little bit about me. And like, you know, hope to see you again sometime. And if this is the first time I'm catching you, thanks so much for stopping by. It really is appreciated. Cheers. See ya. I ended that, right? So that's that. And this stream, like, it's got lots of discourse in it, so like it's slightly different for other people. And yes, so there's what else to cover, right? Well, Friday's a big day, right, folks? Friday's a big day. I shall be on for a longer period of time. I'll talk lots more about things like Max Payne. Is this still the TA for Busy People clip? It's just finished, Mine and Boom. I've just made it. Should have clipped that earlier. I got distracted. Yeah, you get distracted. What does it look like there on the 15-minute close? Yeah, nice one. This is very positive. This is exactly what you want to see. Okay, excellent. Right, so I think I've covered everything. I don't see anybody saying anything particular in the chat. Oh, there's a huge donation. Hedgy Wedgy. Slippity you. Sniff, 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 sniff. Uh-oh. Chitty Hedgy stepped in Scottish tea. Filled Super 8 poo. Feel Super 8 poo. Diamond hands, baby. Ape's going to rocket to the moon. Wow, thanks. I appreciate you keep trying with me, Andy, despite how I murder all of your poetic utterings. Thank you so much for being such an awesome member and such an awesome guy and helping me so much. And I know you're not related to Ape, Andy. I know you're a very different person. Nor are you related to Evan 8. You just have similar names. Tradespotting, good work, bro. Thanks, Vic Fence. All of these names, you so many of you, like, most of you around there, you have all found me at more or less the same time, and you've all stuck with me so much. I really appreciate it. Recognise you, think you're all amazing guys and gals, and like I'm so grateful to be doing this with people like yourselves. Like, I'm not going to talk about it for long, because I'm about to get freaking emotional again. It's far too late at night for that. Riley, Greg, try it. Rocket Corp, do you guys have Venmo? No, but we've got some Vimto. Isn't that crap, eh? Vimto. It used to be good when it was fizzy. Now this diluting Vimto, I don't like it. I'm not as big a fan. It's better than a Juul because it's healing from each other. Tealing. Missing an S there. Thanks for this. You're welcome. Garfield Connolly, you're welcome, and thank you for being a member. And thank you for all your support. Legend. Oh, Coco's doing a little cat snore. A little cute cat snore. Maybe the cats are waking up, huh? Tradespotting, are you sunburnt? Quite possibly. I was out in the sun earlier. No, it's not. I just look like that. I can see in the mirror I look normal. And maybe it's emphasised by this orange t-shirt that there's like colour corrections with this thing here. What do I look like there? Not so bad, but there is a touch of pink that's not real. Like, if I turn it off, what happens? Why am I doing this? No filters are applied. Ah, that's because I'm not looking at that, right? Yes. This is the one. Here we are. Filters. Color correction. Still can't really see. Because I've also got it on the old chroma key, but there's with the green screen off and whatnot. I don't know, do I look sunburnt? probably. We'll see what I look like tomorrow. That'll be where the real test comes in at tomorrow in more ways than one. My friends, Tradespotting. Get milk and rest for tomorrow. Yeah, get milk, good shout. Yeah, I'll do that with Rocky now. I'll do a lot of things with that, like that with Rocky now, but I'll also be doing work because that's the way it goes around here. I work with Rocky and I'm working tonight. That's the plan. That's why he's waiting for me to come up and do some work with him. So I'll have to do the jobs whenever I can. Rocky Up Tradespotting. Really enjoyed your tag team clip today. Send it to several people I know who like the stock but don't know you yet. Thanks for everything. Wow, thanks Eric. That makes such a difference. Like, it's all about the audience. User how everybody else found me was because of people in the audience. You know, so thanks, Stefan. You were there right at the beginning. Hey, Jimmy, have you talked about August the 13th yet? No, I haven't. I'll talk about it after Friday the 16th. So, Jeff Bradford, you got Wolf, and won 75 points. Wow, that's a result, Jeff. Def got sunburn. We'll see tomorrow, right? It's Katie Babes. We'll see tomorrow, Katie Babes. I'll see you tomorrow. At which point we'll make our decisions, right? We'll make all of our determinations. No point making them now. You might get proved wrong. Is there a link for the treasure hunt? Summer day. No, but I am making a video that's updating everybody on how, where we've come from and what's to go. The treasure hunt's like, really needs more people doing it. That's the truth. And so I was thinking what I would do is, even though I'm completely and utterly screwed now with this stuff, and that long term is like maybe some way of putting it out there by saying like creating a mailing list so that people can share that there's this treasure hunt on the go and tell people that they and their family or in their wider social group or whatever about this treasure hunt, and the person who tells the most people who then respond to their messages or shares or whatever it is then themselves win a prize, so that like more people are doing this, because the truth is I've given away fantastic clues. Some people still haven't spotted them. Yeah, if I give away any more along the same lines, those same clues will become obvious, and it was constructed all like this for a reason, right? Like, I can't tell you any more about it, right? I'm just trying to make it easier for you in ways that also makes it better for everything, so that there's no real compromise and it actually does what it's supposed to do. So that's what my approach at the minute. Like, rather than like tell you it's the same clues over again and make it all dead obvious. The treasure hunt it's supposed to be the hardest treasure hunt on YouTube, right? So I'm glad it's frying your brain, right? It's only a good place to be when you're learning all the things you will be. We both have links in the description. Yep, can see it easy too via streamlabs.com/tradespotting and streamlabs.com/rocketcrop. Best to double check if it is indeed the right channel. Excellent. There's links in the description to everything, including these charts, so you can see what I'm doing when I'm not on stream, and all that's free. And there's $10,000 you can win for that treasure hunt if you don't know, right? It's $10,000. And thank you to everybody in chat. You are very generous. You are the reason that I've picked everything up and keep going. Otherwise, I'll keep showing up for you. It's there tomorrow. Tommy Barman, you bar steward. Is there any TA or reason you can think of for the $10 drop in after hours yesterday? Then the re-round right before open was interesting too. Tradespotting, sorry for the repeat. Oh, I didn't know I had said it before. No problem. Yeah, yo mate. For the $10, what was the question? Drop in after hours yesterday. So you're talking about this gap here. Well, the gap will be put in because there was nothing on that particular after hours. Like, only certain people have got access to it, so it's via certain brokers, and so they're working off like the books, but who knows what their extent of their access is, who knows what oversight they've got, where they're executing and where it's filled exactly, and it's easy for there to be orders like after hours especially that are a distance from the previous last trade, and so when that's marked as a candle in the chart, there often is a gap, right? So then it leads to those sorts of questions, but and so like, why was there a drop in after hours by $10 and so on, is a question that's really framed because of this gap and what happened here. when if you understand that gap, and maybe you'd ask a different question, like, because the truth is, like, things move slightly further in after hours because there's lower liquidity and there's only certain people trading it, and um, so prices in lower liquidity, right, tend to be more volatile, so they move further on less volume, and there is less volume to start off with, and that's the way these things go. That's why when Ryan Cohen does make positive announcements, I personally think that that's very positive for us as retail traders, because we've got access to trade and benefit from these actions. Whereas if they come, after market close and then these announcements are made, it's often very difficult or it's limited in scope who it is that's able to benefit from it. And while it can sometimes help catch out large players who are on the wrong side of the trade because there's not the liquidity for them, and so prices move, a lot of people would like to take advantage of it because the same move will be inevitable anyway, and so we can see a lot of that sometimes when announcements are made right before market open. So all the work's been done, and like a degree, sleight of hand is involved, and so these implications for announcements, so like they have to be made. Some of them like aren't allowed to be made during market orders, not during during market open. Or before market open, they have to be done, so on, or like that's the first place you're supposed to hear about them is on the stock market and nowhere else and whatnot, right? There's loads of different rules. Anyway, the point is that it seems to be that Ryan Cohen plays them all very well. Now, I'm not being all like evangelical about it, to be honest, right? Like, it's Roaring Kitty is the person I put as the hero of this particular trade, but we do have a fantastic CEO who I admire in his work and the job that he's done in the past, and I think that he's got I think he does have our backs. I think he's demonstrated that in the best possible ways, the most mature and the most effective ways. So that's not the question you asked, but it is the implication I would put out there. Is like, this is some information that people may be not aware of, but like that's how he's operating. He's a smooth operator. He's operating correctly. Is there any TA or reason that was that question? Cool. And it was just a question. It said my name and he said he'd repeat it, so I'm glad I caught you there. Sorry about that first time. Sanjo Kojak gambling, that's not like you. L. Baker Matthews, you still not told me if you're a real baker or not. Thank you for the accurate TA. I haven't had an ounce of anxiety about the price of GME or AMC since I started watching you and Rocky. Thank you so much. You're so welcome. Thank you so much is what I meant to end that with. You're so welcome. 166.82, that's our update. Right, cool. With some positive divergence here too, if this is an uptrend, so we'll see how that continues. If it falls flat on its face, it can happen right at that line. But it looks good. It was a good end. I appreciate just spending time with you. Appreciate the reply. No problem. After hours seems like quite the club. Tradespotting. Appreciate every day you share with us. Wow, such a nice message. You're so welcome, Tony, mate. Totally welcome. Pardon me, I don't enunciate better. I know it would work better, and a lot of people from different places in the world left dead funny comments recently because it obviously got shared somewhere where people don't speak English as a first language, and they were like, what other language is that he's speaking in between the English and that? And there was a big conversation about it. It was quite funny. Damn it, Jamie, that duo video with Rocky, I've managed my expectations up to this point, but next week I'm getting a little jacked in the Reddit post. Yeah, the Reddit post, to put it up there, it's all true, right? It's like you can read that thing yourself. It's not us saying anything other than what the charts are telling us, Look at those rockets, that's awesome. Thanks so much, Native Flight and Olvers. You nearly got yourself an emoji pyramid there. To go up and down and make it, and to do it with the rockets, that's like a real challenge because people don't they interrupt in you. This is the thing with chat, right? A lot of people don't like the games. I understand that. A lot of people like the TA, don't like the emotional stuff. But people for the emotional stuff are a bit bored with the science. I get all of that, right? So I'm trying to do it so that there's stuff for everybody, and I'm trying to work it in a way that works best with the algorithm. And I appreciate everybody's watch time, likes, comments, interactions in chats, comments afterwards. In fact, people who watch things multiple times, people who make clips and share things, people who share it with their family and friends, people who do anything that helps me, I appreciate them. Someone duel me for my 10 points, says Sunjo. I'll have to be a quick duel because I'm going to say a load of Rocky. Square goes. Fire rises. Fire rises. Grilled cheese and scotch got a video, right? This is the thing, right? And this happens a lot, right? It gets directed at me. I'm not sure if it's people trying to annoy me or that, but they don't understand I like it, right? They say, you just got a cult over there, right? Now, they're still saying it, even though grilled cheese and scotch made a video that was dead funny and like hypey about this thing, like ironic in that funny way. not laugh out loud funny, more motivating and it makes you angry. But it's a good hype video. It's on our Tradespotting, and it's about how we've been called a cult, and it's true, we've been called a cult because the people who trade GME in the first place seem to be crazy sometimes. The narratives that are associated with this movement seem to be crazy by people who are uninitiated and completely, if they come into this cold, it can seem a bit crazy. And then those people who've gone from all the way through down to super stock, they're like really the hardcore. And then there's even this tiny little corner of us who are like saying we're not reasonable, right? We're not even fucking reasonable anymore. Like we've lost it. We've lost that. That's gone. Bye. Never even going back, right? Never going back there in our entire freaking lives. And we talk about it with each other, and then people looking even in from even other diehard people look in, and they're like, "That's a cult." And it's like, yeah, it is. It's a cult that you can come and go from anytime you want, right? That's what it is. This is it, right? That's what it is for all intensive purposes. But you can just come and go when you want. There's also shitloads on offer, right? And it's all about giving, not taking. So bear that in mind. And on that note, thank you so much to Case Guy, Rocky Outcrop, Milord Harry Buttcheeks, and Streamlabs, and Milord. Is he here already? Frostcrest. He was earlier. I read out a message from him. Or was that on Rocky's chat? It was just there earlier. Maybe that was a while ago. Where I don't see his messages. Where is he? Has he gambled all his money away? Did you win that jewel? Did you have that jewel, Sanjo? Anyway, there it is, right? I should also make that quick TA clip for the busy people, and I suppose that makes it okay that this one went on a little bit longer. Look, Spears, not at all reasonable. No, you're crazy, mate. You're not reasonable. You're completely irrational. It's impossible to even deal with you. It's like, unless you've got a good offer, don't even bother turning up because they won't listen to you. You're like hemorrhoid cream for me, GME. Tradespotting, soothing, nice. Well, I like to play a role, right? And if that's the role for you, then hey, cool. Cool. Haha, shut up, Lipton. Now I feel stupid. I'm stupid. Tradespotting. International community, more like it. An international community. Yeah, what did I say? That's what it is. Here's one. Frosty is here. Nice one. Well, why speak up, Frosty? I'm trying to say thanks for all you do. Anyway, thanks, my lords. My round table of my lords for keeping everything straight. And of course yourself, Streamlabs. One day when you do, start taking over. 68 and a wee one. Nice. Excellent work, Sanjo. Look that song up if you want some more Scottishness inside you. Lols. Lols, he says. He's laughing at us out there. So's everybody. You're behind, Jeff. Catch up, lol. Yeah, lol. Catch up, lol. Welcome to the future if you've arrived now, Jeff. Thanks very much, everybody. Love you all. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's market close tomorrow. Market close is important and interesting and fun. And there's a donation right there. Cheapest Creepers, what's this? Thanks for the lesson today. You're welcome. Great show this morning. I don't know. I like the manic Jamie. Rage. Jamie is the best. Have a beer or whatever. Awesome. Thanks. Big buckets again. Yeah, oh, you legend. I will do, right? I'm going to go now. So if people donate, I'm not going to see it. So there's your warning. Thanks very much for that, Big Buckets, and everybody else. These are all legends. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's market close is important. And tomorrow all day will be interesting. And we've had a nice close today, like a little bit of action again. Is that all just there? Like, what is going on, right? Let's tune in tomorrow and talk more about it. Also, Rocky will be on. And if I haven't said it clearly enough, watch the video on Rocky's channel titled something along the lines of "This is the most important DD we've done to date," right? It's not called that for clickbait title reasons, right? Nor is it working because total views at the minute is less than half of his subscribers and less than a third of mine, which is ridiculous because it's the most important message I've ever put out there, right? So that's ridiculous. Anyway, if you've seen it, watch it again. Why not, right? It's a good video and there's lots of lessons in it, right? It's delivered in such a way that there's lots to learn there. So thanks. And then this clip that I've put out, if you want to watch it, sure, if it's just that it does only find the busy people who only have time for it, then that's no problem. Thanks so much for sharing this time with me. You're all really, really appreciated. Even people who don't talk and that, obviously I've said it before, but thanks very much for everyone who watches along. And I will improve this chat box to the point where it's easier to interact and the games are less annoying in a way that works for everybody. I will do that. That is my endeavour, and I'll see you next time. My next time is tomorrow, so don't go anywhere. You just sit there at your computer and wait for my homepage of YouTube or whatnot, and then you definitely won't miss it. Otherwise you might, right? Who knows? Thanks.